Hey, everybody, welcome to Live from My Drum Room and a special replay of episode 80 with Chad Smith of the Red Hot Chili Peppers from March 25th, 2022. In this episode, we talk about Chad's long history with the Chili Peppers, his work with the supergroup Chickenfoot, our drumming heroes like Charlie Watts, Jim Keltner, and Hal Blaine, and much more. Besides being a spectacular drummer, Chad is a super cool, down to earth guy and a big supporter of the drum community. He's also my good friend of over 30 years, and he's hilarious. This episode was recorded during the period I was licensing my show to Modern Drummer, so it originally aired on Modern Drummer's YouTube channel and then later on my channel, but it seems to have gotten lost in the YouTube abyss. So enjoy this replay of Chad Smith. Please subscribe, give it a like, leave a comment, and thanks for watching and listening, and I'll see you on the other side. So welcome to Live from My Drum Room. And I'm so excited to have Chad Smith here with me today. Welcome, my old pal, my good pal, Chad Smith.
Last
Chad,
time,
there you go.
the last time we did this, had a nice chat about the great Charlie Watts. That was very enjoyable.
That was great.
What those guys, it was amazing. I loved it. Thank you so for having me be a part of that. That was just great.
My pleasure, Chad. Thanks for being a part of it. It was so nice to have you there. And we were just talking about this. I remembered one of the last times I saw him, and maybe it was the last time you saw him, was at Hal Blaine's 90th party
Yeah,
in 2019.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Were
Jim,
you? Yeah.
they rolled in through the back door,
Yeah. Yep. That
and
was.
what was Hal? It was amazing that I hadn't seen Hal in a while either, and he just was like Hal, and he was sitting there and
I
like
know.
everyone was coming up kissing the ring, and then he got up and played, and I was like,
Yeah.
he's 90 and he's playing "Be My Baby." I was like, man, if I could like be walking or moving around in any way, let alone playing the drums at 90 years old. And then it was very shortly after he passed away.
You're right. It was like March, like a month or so.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
almost like, you hear these stories, Chad, about people that, I don't, not to bring up a real downer, but I lost my mom a year ago, and it was like one of those things where she kind of waited for me and my siblings to all be there with her, and not to equate the two of those things, but it's almost like Hal used his last bit of energy, to go up there and do that boom, 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 flap intro, and man, it took the roof off.
It was amazing. Yeah, I think there is something, the will is the powerful thing.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
whatever that is, whatever, and certainly when it comes to somebody, in the twilight of their life and they have a will to something to look forward to that they want to do or be part of or see or experience, um, it can keep you going, man. And
yeah.
you know what? It's interesting that you say that. When my father passed away many years ago now, over 20, I believe that he waited until I got to be with my mother, and he knew, okay,
Hmm.
she's going to be okay. We've got Chad here, and literally I went and saw him, and the next day he passed, and I really
Wow.
felt that he held on because he wanted to make sure my mom was going to be okay.
Yeah, I'm sure of it, Chad. I'm sure of it. I mean, that last bit of strength that he had in him, that he
Yeah,
held on until you
yeah,
were there. Yeah, that's
absolutely.
beautiful. Hey, before I
Yeah.
forget to tell you
Well, other
this.
than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play?
Oh,
How about drill?
I have to tell you, I have so many
No, it
people
was going to
wanting.
be a fucking therapy session over. Ah!
I know. But while we're on the subject of Charlie and Hal, and the baked potato, so many people are wanting to pass messages to you through me. But I want to let you know, and I don't know if this works with your schedule, but they're having a tribute to Charlie Watts at the Baked Potato on his birthday, June 2nd.
Oh, fuck.
And Don
That's,
Randy, are you on tour at that point?
that's the date of our first show in Seville, Spain.
Oh, you couldn't go to the thing and then just jet over to.
All right, guys, I'm at the. It's. I think we're playing at the football stadium now. I'm at the Baked Potato. Well,
Gonna be a
that's
little late.
what's the capacity of the Baked Potato? About 80 people. God
Yeah.
bless them. Yeah. Oh man,
Okay. Well, Irene's probably
that's cool,
watching.
though.
Yeah, and maybe Don Randy's watching, but they asked me to let you know that
Oh,
it's going to be a ticketed event, and they wanted to invite you and
oh,
some other.
that's so nice. Oh wow. Oh, that's great. Well, I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to make that, but I think Charlie would be like, okay, he's got a gig. That's cool. All right, I'll give him a
Yeah,
pass.
yeah. He'd want to. Yeah, he'd. Are you playing a new drum set? Is that a? Didn't he ask you like? Is that a new kit? Is it
Yeah, he wanted to know when we opened for them the one time at the where was that
the
again?
Rose Bowl maybe?
Thank you, the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, and we're at sound check and we're sound checking, and I look over and my tech is like giving me the hip nod thing, and I look over and there's Charlie in the middle of the afternoon in a and like suit, looking
Yeah,
perfect
yeah.
as always. And I'm like, oh, shit, fucking Charlie Watts is watching my little funk beats. And I had this green sparkle pearl kit at the time. It was a newish one. And I got off the drums and I came over and he said, I said, oh, Mr. Watts, so nice to meet you. What an honor. Thank you for having us. And he was very kind of, oh, no, thank you. He said, is that a is that a new kid or is that an old kid, a new kid, green sparkle? And I said that's a new one. He goes, well, I have Mel Lewis's green sparkle. That's like,
Yeah.
and that was kind of it. I was just, and then he kind of, well, all right, I'll have fun, or I'll see you later, or something like that. And off he
Oh.
went. But yeah, but maybe some of the listeners don't know that he was such a collector
Yeah.
of mostly his heroes, his jazz idols, and any kits or stuff that they had, whether it was Gene Krupa's watches or
Right.
he would collect kind of anything. He just loved to have them uh, and take care of them, and as they should be those instruments. But he's got rooms and lockers and storage spaces full of drums, a lot of
Right.
everybody's stuff, which is
Yeah.
pretty.
Well, I have to tell you a funny story right along the lines that you're talking about. The last time I saw him when they came through town in 2019 at Gillette Stadium, I went to see him and I was so excited. I just bought my first vintage Rogers drum kit. And I was so excited. It's a beautiful kit. And I'm telling him about it. And, I was showing him pictures of different drums on my phone. And we'd been, for years, had been talking about, various. In fact, he would say to me, have you got any new drums, John? Have you got anything, and yeah, Charlie, I picked up this Gretsch, whatever. So I'm showing him this Rogers kit and I'm feeling really proud. And I said, do you have any Rogers drums in your collection? And he said, well, I've got Louis Belson's kit that he used for Skin Deep.
Of course he does.
Exactly. And I'm like, yes. Beating
Yeah,
the, yeah.
the one.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Right.
I
I've
know.
got Krupa's, singing and played sing on. Here's
Right.
the one. Like, yeah. I mean, and
Oh,
he
man.
loved that, man. He really, for, he was so humble, but he was fucking Charlie Watts, like a fucking national treasure. And but he was like a little kid when he talked about his heroes
Yeah.
and the players that influenced him. And he would be like how you and I would be like, it was a generational thing. He was just like, wow, just the way that guy played and it's amazing, and the drum and the thing and that. He just loved it. He lit up. When I did have that one chance, I had a nice time to talk to him for the drum channel years ago. and that's all he wanted to talk about
Mm.
was jazz and all the players and the Jerry Mulligans and everyone that influenced him and how, you know, coming up, which was really interesting to me. But I mean, I knew he was a jazz guy, but that's all he wanted to talk.
Yeah.
I couldn't get him. I couldn't veer him into the Stones. Like he was like a little bit at the end, but like for the most part, he was just happy to talk about that. That's his happy place, which was
Yeah.
great.
It was a great interview, Chad. That I
Oh,
was going to mention that. Yeah.
oh, thank yeah. That
Yeah.
was a real honor. You know, what a nice man, of course. And yeah, he was just he's just, you know, he's a musician and he just loves music and it doesn't matter, you know, what level. Once you get down to that common denominator of just loving music, everyone's on the same
Yeah.
page, you know, it's
I
beautiful.
know. It
Yeah.
is. It's great. Well, I want to congratulate you too on. I know you guys have another record coming out
You
next
do.
week, right? Or this
Sure.
later. Yeah. In
April 1st, April
April,
Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And I
Yeah.
saw that you know, this is part of the Modern Drummer podcast, so I got to talk about Modern Drummer a little bit. And I know your cover issue of MD also drops April, excuse me, April 1st.
Does it?
It does. So I
Coming
was
out?
just say that again.
Yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, April 1st. So, but I
Oh,
think it's cool. The record company managed to release the record on the same day as MD's
isn't that nice of them?
cover. That's
Yeah.
great of them. Yeah.
When is the article? What? Oh, no. Oh, let's put it out April 1st. Oh, we'll
let's
start the record.
let's put the record out
All
the same
working
day.
like a
All
well-oiled
work.
machine. That's
Yeah.
cool. No, I
That's
did.
great.
You know, we chatted, and then a photographer came out. I was doing some shows with Eddie Vedder, which was really fun. Did a record with him, and we had
Cool.
concerts on the East Coast and in Chicago and the West Coast. And the guy came out, took pictures in LA, and so yeah, great.
That's great.
There's a sidebar with Rick Rubin, our producer.
Yeah.
They have him.
He's
Uh,
back.
about,
Yeah.
talk about me. Ah! Went
When was
well.
the last time? What was the last record he worked with you guys before this one was had?
Stadium Arcade. No, I'm with you, which came out in 2012, so 10
Oh,
years ago.
10 years ago.
Yep.
Okay.
We've
Wow.
done all of our records with Rick from Blood Sugar in 91
Yeah.
up until we did the last one, The Getaway, in 2016 with Danger Mouse. And he's the first guy that we worked with that wasn't Rick Rubin. And
Yeah.
it was a great experience. And I loved it. But we felt having John back in our band would be a good opportunity to get back with Rick too. You know, just kind of get the old band back together, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you about that a little bit too, with like making a record during this crazy time that we're just hopefully now coming out of. But like it, first of all, I'm so happy you guys are going to tour. That's got to feel so great to know you're going to be back out on the road this year. And like after, has it been probably maybe 3 years since you guys have toured
We
or
we well, our
or played?
last real show was in South America in October of 2019.
Yeah. Wow.
So June 2022 will be our next real, you know,
Yeah.
tour. So yeah,
Almost three. Yeah.
I think yeah. I mean, and to go back to what I was saying, playing with Ed, doing those shows, we those are the first ones that I've played. We did one thing in October. He has a festival called the Ohana Fest in outside of San Diego, but that was just one show. It wasn't a little tour. This is the first time like playing, being on tour, you know, everything that goes with that, the traveling and the cruise and everything, and trying to be safe and you know, Ed got COVID right before we started to rehearse. I got it in early January. After Chicago, three of the guys in the band got it. Was this
Uh,
whole, you know, we had all these hurdles and it all worked out, and nobody luckily got really ill or anything. But just to go play, like we played the Beacon a couple nights at the Beacon in New York,
yeah.
which is a beautiful old theater. Uh, Another one in Chicago. He picked these for him, smaller venues like 3,000, 3,500 seat places that were really beautiful, you know, old theaters. And
Yeah.
what a nice place to go see music, and a nice place to see somebody like, you know, Eddie Vedder, who's, you know, plays stadiums and big arenas. And so, and his fans are just like, they love him, man. They're just like,
Yeah.
he's, to me, and we've been friends for a long time, and I've known him, we played together, but I've never like been in a band with him,
Yeah.
you know. And to see that he's, to me, he really reminded me of like our generation's Bruce Springsteen. Like he's that earnest, everyman, you know, he's out for the good causes. He's leaves it all out on the stage. He plays, you know, he would play as long as he could. It was really, and the way he connects with the audience and the people, he's amazing. And
Mm.
it was just to see people's faces up close and just like so happy to be there. We're so happy to be playing music again for people, and that energy was palpable. It was really fun and exciting, and we had the best time.
Yeah.
It was just so fun. So I look forward to doing that in June on a you know on a real scale. You know, we're
Yeah.
playing stadiums, and I hope that it's safe and fun for everybody.
That's great, man. I was gonna say it's got to give you like this sort of, not that you needed any sort of renewed energy, but it's got to give this kind of like just excitement to get. I mean, I know for me playing in a bar in front of 75 people was exciting a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, shit,
everything.
here we go.
Like, yes, get out.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, and have that thing, because it's one of the things that suffered the most, sporting events too, but those have come back. But like the live music thing,
yeah,
and it's so important to have that in your life, and you missed it so bad. Everyone loves music, and everybody loves to come out and see music, whatever kind of music it is. So yeah, it's really something you just went, wow, man, this is an important part of life. It
yeah,
really
yeah,
is,
exactly.
for everybody.
Yeah. You know, I was gonna say the first time I met you was summer of '92, Lollapalooza.
Really?
You guys were on tour with Pearl Jam,
Yeah,
Soundgarden, right?
yeah.
Alice in Chains.
No, no, not to change.
Not the chain. Okay.
Ministry.
Okay. It was an unbelievable tour that
Yeah, it was
year,
a great. That
Lollapalooza.
was the second Lollapalooza. That's how long ago that was. 19,
Yeah,
yeah, 20.
92. Because Blood Sugar was the record that was out, had come out 30 years this summer.
30 fucking years.
And not to get all like get us into therapy again, but I can tell you it was in August and it was right after Jeff Porcaro passed away.
Hmm.
And there's pictures, somebody sent me pictures of us talking. I was with Joey Kramer. I went with the Aerosmith guys.
Yeah, of
And you were excited to meet Joey.
course.
Not excited to meet me so much, but more excited to meet Joey. But we ended up creating a lasting friendship from
All
it.
worked out.
You
No
know,
offense, as my kids would say. No offense, Dad, but Post Malone is way cooler than you. I'm like, oh
yeah,
yeah, Dad.
exactly. I didn't take any offense. You were like, Joey introduced, oh, Chad, this is my friend John that works at Social. I go, how you
Hey,
doing,
Joe.
man?
Hey,
Yeah,
Joey.
Joey. No, but we
You're
we
like the
were,
kind of the chunky girlfriend with the hot. No, never mind.
yeah, no, that exactly. That's me.
Never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
All worked out. See, now I don't talk to Joey anymore. He ghosted me.
Yeah, he ghosted me
I
too.
love Joey whenever I see him, but
I can't give him free symbols anymore, so he doesn't, you know, he took me out of his. No, I'll text him and he'll say, what are you doing now? And I'll tell him for the fifth time what I'm doing, and he'll go,
so,
cool.
so you don't have any symbol.
Yeah. No, but anyway, I remember it was right after we lost Jeff, and we were talking, and one of the guys in the Aerosmith camp sent me some pictures of us, and we all kind of have our heads down low, and we're just, kind of very
Yeah.
somber. But I remember just meeting you and really making a connection that, whenever the next time was I saw you, you were like an old pal. You know what I mean? Like, hey, yeah.
Hey, the guy with Joey Kramer.
The guy, what's your name again? Hey, Chad, that's good enough for me.
Was it in Boston?
It was at Great Woods, yeah, in
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Mansfield, Mass, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well, it
even
was a big deal for me. The other guys in my group were not such big Aerosmith fans, I don't think. But I mean, obviously everybody knows. But for me growing up, Aerosmith was like, they were like the American
Yep.
Stone. Often people say, but like
Sure.
they were a huge influence on me. All those early records, loved all those records. So, you know, and they were like, wow, Chili Peppers are cool. We really like Tyler really liked our records and he knew
Yeah.
a lot of our songs and shit. And I was like, wow, we went out to dinner. I was like, in '92, I was like, fuck, this is amazing. Yeah. So, sometimes those things happen but yeah, I do. I remember that. I remember
Yeah.
I, as long as that was ago, that
And
was
I know 30 years. And you
yeah,
really I just remember like I saw you at a NAMM show or a PASIC not long, a year or two after that or something, and we connected again. And
yeah,
I do remember. I don't know if you remember this, going to dinner with you some years later when we'd become friends, and I called you when I was in L.A. and we went to an Italian restaurant in Brentwood, Proponi, where you used
Poponi,
to
my favorite.
Proponi.
Yeah,
Awesome, awesome place. And
yeah.
Jack Wagner was having dinner like at the next table, and it
The
was
actor Jack Wagner.
the actor Jack Wagner, General Hospital. and and he was singing. It was his birthday, and he was singing like Motown songs.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, and we were laughing. We'd had a little wine that night, you and I, and we were laughing. And he came to the table, and he recognized you. I remember he came to the table, and he walks up and he goes, "Good evening, gentlemen." Really nice guy, and he said, "It's my birthday, and you're like, "Happy birthday, Jack." He's like, "Well, thank you very much." He wanted to buy us a drink or something, and we're like, "That's okay, we're good, thanks." But anyway, yeah, it was just I
Uh,
I told Kelly the story afterward, and I'll always remember that like one of the funniest. You don't
yeah,
remember it because you have those kinds of funny nights all the time, but this was
not all the time, but yeah, Poponi. I mean, the
it's a
one
great
I love that restaurant. It's an old school,
yeah,
been there forever.
it's great.
The leather, rolled couches, booths, whatever, low lighting. Oh,
Yeah,
the guys have been
checkered tables, yeah,
yeah,
white tablecloth, yeah, yeah,
tablecloth, old school time. And I don't know who took me there first, but I really liked it and go there. And then I'm out of town, friends I would bring, and um, the craziest one for me was during the O.J. Simpson era of O.J.
wow,
and he had just been acquitted, and he lived. It was it all went down in Brentwood,
yeah,
and it must have been a restaurant that he frequented because I don't think he was too welcome in too many other places around that time. And I was there, and I swear to God, I mean, it was like a week or two that was like really close. And that was, you got to remember, at that time that was the biggest thing ever. Like it
absolutely, yeah,
was, it was cultural changing experience for everybody. And I'm sitting in the kind of the front part of the restaurant. He must have been in the back somewhere. And as he's leaving, he's coming out, and the restaurant was pretty full. And everyone's just like, you like you
yeah,
couldn't believe that, O.J. Simpson walking by, and he in tow is a tallish blonde woman. Yeah, it was
yeah.
like crazy.
Oh
I was
man,
like, everyone's jaws were on the fucking, you could have heard a pin drop.
oh
And
man,
he just walked by and everyone's just like, oh, and then he walks at the door, and it was just one of those things where you're just like, did that just fucking happen? Oh my
yeah.
God. So
That's yeah, that's something you won't ever forget.
no, I won't forget.
No, no. I probably, that would probably top the Jack Wagner episode for me.
No offense, Jack.
Hey, before I forget, there's so many people watching right now that say hello to you. Robin
Mom,
Flans.
you have a
Uh,
thing that's like scrolling and
I
then they
do. I have a thing that's
hi,
scrolling.
hey, that guy's a
So many
hack.
people.
Hey.
Yep, so many people. And Robin Flans, Dave Aberzees. We were just talking
Oh,
about Pearl Jam.
what's up, Dave?
What's up, Dave? And
Wow.
and Robin, our favorite.
We have so much fun. And we Pearl Jam, their first tour that they ever went on when their record was released was I think they did some other dates, but their first real tour was playing with us on that tour, Blood Sugar. 91 September. It was
Wow.
Pearl Jam was the opening band, Smashing Pumpkins and Chili Pepper.
Wow.
Pretty
Wow.
good bill for
Pretty good
1991.
bill, man.
Yeah. And so,
Wow.
and then obviously we did the Lollapalooza thing with them too. So me and Dave had a lot of quality time together.
I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah.
He's my favorite, one of my favorites.
He calls you. He said, "Hey, so good to see you, fellas. Hey, big brother Chad." That's great. Oh, and Steve Gorman is watching. Now that's some serious shit right there.
I like me some Steve Gorman. Yeah,
It's
man.
it's the
Look at
tall
another
guy
guy.
club.
We were at we were playing in Atlanta, and this is a long time ago, maybe 1990. This is even before Blood Sugar, and I'm a big sports fan, a big basketball fan, and I grew up in Detroit.
Yeah.
And Steve is a big sports fan, also, and a very talented. Not only obviously we know drummer, but he's a really good basketball player, and and we were playing a gig and they opened for us. And because the band that was opening with us, like Fetchin' Bones or somebody, was from the South or maybe even from Atlanta, and they're like, "We're not opening for you at the Fox Theater. We're too big for that." And oh, okay. And so Rick Rubin, so it must have been around the around Blood Sugar time, or maybe we just knew him. But he's like, "I have this band that's coming out on my label that George Jukulius just produced.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that record was out."
So it would have
And
been maybe 90 then, maybe.
probably,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. And it's called the Black Crows, and they're a cool rock band. Okay, great. Yeah, they can play with us, great. And I remember watching them. I was in the balcony, and the Fox Theater, the old Fox Theater, the beautiful old theater, and have the twinkly lights in the ceiling. I watched the Black Crows, and I was like, "This is a good rock band." And like, singer kind of reminded me a little bit of like Rod Stewart. They had this kind of loosey goosey, Stonesy Faces vibe,
Yeah.
but like, good players and good song. I was like, "This is great." But unbeknownst to me, Steve was watching us, and I had at the time the Pistons, the Detroit Pistons basketball player, they were playing in the playoffs at the time, and I didn't want to miss it, so I got a little TV. Ask Steve if he remembers it, and it's literally down here by the hi hat, and I'm fucking playing. Oh yeah, playing the Lakers that year, and my guys are huge Laker fans. So we had this real, yeah. And
Yeah.
and later Steve was like, "Oh, I thought you were cool with it because like guys, like here's another guy who like actually likes sports and
Yeah.
to that level." He was like, "Okay, I can do that too then."
Okay, so Steve said he remembers first gig ever in anything bigger than a shithole club. Fall '89. Felt like we were playing the
Right,
Coliseum.
89.
Yeah, and he said it was actually regular season, but it was against the Lakers.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's good. Yeah.
That's great, man. That's amazing. I got a quick funny story. You guys played what's now the TD Garden, Boston Garden, and it was like the new Garden at the time. You guys played it sometime in the '90s,
Yeah.
and you invited me to the show. I came to see you. End of the night, I think it was maybe it must have been after the encore when you guys were finally done. Flea, looking up at you probably remember this. Looking up at the ceiling, there's all the Celtics
I know where
banners.
this is going.
Yeah, he points up to the band, he gets up on the microphone, and he goes, I've been wanting to say this forever. Celtics suck. Lakers rule. Lakers. And you guys had just got like a standing ovation. And then, of course, being a Boston crowd, they're like, boo.
John, we used to be really, I mean,
Oh, so funny.
we weren't, we would take no prisoners when it came to our sporting, other teams. Um, hate, nothing, there's nothing good about hate in any way, but there is some level of where you feel like it's okay. I would never say this to my children, but it's okay to hate like another sports team. Not in a personal way, but just as a franchise, just the whole thing. So the Lakers and the Celtics. So there have been many occasions where we played in Boston prior to that when we were in smaller places, but I think maybe even some of the bigger ones. And there would be some not nice things said about you know,
sports teams.
sexual favors that Larry Bird was giving us backstage before we came on, and Robert Parrish's reach around or whatever. I mean, man, yeah, and you're there like, yeah, no,
It's like, yeah,
we love that shit. No offense.
yeah, no, I know.
We got our team and we got the mics.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You exactly. No, it was. I'm a huge Celtics fan, and I thought it was hilarious, man.
Oh
I
God.
just thought it was
I
like
do that, and I'm a Michigan fan. Grew up in Michigan. I do whenever we play Ohio State. When we play. What the hell? Where's I should know this, but Columbus. Thank you.
yeah,
And we
yeah.
play there, and I put a Michigan logo on my kick drum head, and we get out at the end of the night, and I'm like, hey, we got one more song, and they're like, yay, and I think you probably know this one, yay, hail to the victors. I start singing the Michigan song. I'm like, thank you, drop. It's so fun.
Oh,
I go, you
man.
know it's coming. I've been doing this for 30 years.
Oh man! Hey, before I forget to tell you, our friend John Cohan
Yeah.
is not able to watch live today. He wanted me to pass a message to you just to say sorry he can't see this live, but he loves you, and he said mention Pharaoh to Chad, and someone else had mentioned the band Pharaoh,
Pharaoh.
and I actually found this.
Oh my God. Oh
Um,
my God.
let's see.
You went deep. Oh yeah. Wow, that's the album. Clarkston.
Look at that.
Because it's that's Clarkston, Michigan. Is yeah, God, it looks like a fucking wedding invitation.
So it was an original band
Yeah, in
album. Okay.
1982. So I
Wow,
was
you were a
20
kid.
years old.
Yeah.
Um, the greatest thing, the Pharaoh was not good. No offense. Again, I see this as a reoccurring thing. No offense to my fellow players, but yeah, who puts a tour on the back of an album that never happened?
Well, I'm trying to find the other picture that someone sent me.
I hope there's no pictures.
Oh, well,
Probably me with a staccato. You know the drums, the Canadian
oh
drum
yeah,
staccato.
yeah,
They were
fiberglass
kind of like
shell.
North, but they
Yeah,
had the little.
weird, kind of like yeah.
And uh, so I had that drum set because it was all about the look. And anyway, it was a long, long time ago. But the best thing about Pharaoh was that I got to play. I was the youngest in that, and there were other more experienced players from the Detroit area, and it was kind of a super group, whatever. But put together by this guy that owned the theater, Pine Knob Theater, which is a big music venue there.
Yeah.
And he's like, we got to record on my stage, and he was a nutball. But I was getting a weekly paycheck, twice as what I was making, which was $165 for a week, and playing in my other bands. I was making $300 a week, and I was like,
That was a lot of money.
rich.
Yeah,
Oh
come
my
on.
God! 1982, it was amazing.
Yeah.
But I got to play with the percussionist Larry Fratangelo, who
Yeah.
and at the time before he joined Pharaoh, he was the percussionist for Parliament Funkadelic.
Right.
So he played, with George obviously, and Dennis Chambers, and played with great musicians and great bands. And we poached him out of P Funk. And so here's this kid who's kind of, I could play, but I wasn't a fully formed musician. I could say, like, before I joined and at Pharaoh, I was like a drummer, and after I was a musician, because I learned from Larry so much, and the other guys, but really Larry took me under his wing, a bit older, been around the block, and he just taught me about song structure and dynamics and just how to listen and play what's right for the music.
Sure.
And I was kind of put your head down. I'm 20, and I'm just banging.
I was going to say, especially when you're 20,
We all stop together. Oh, great. I was a banger, and he was like, you need to incorporate more. He goes, you have the technical stuff, Chad. You just need to know how and when to use it. And there's finesse and dynamics and building a song and when to do, do a fill. Don't do maybe 4 bars.
You're like, why not?
Ah, fun. I mean, he embraced my exuberant, youthful energy, but he was also like, I was like this wild racehorse that needed to be like have some
Yeah.
structure and some boundaries and just grow up basically. And so for a year we played together, and it was life changing for me. He really turned me. We listened to, like, he would pick me up and go to rehearsal, and we would smoke a joint in the car, and then we would listen to like Tower of Power records and Soul Vaccination and What Is Hip, and see how he, like, and when the solo comes in, he doesn't bring the snare in right away. It's like bringing it down. Like, if you play quiet, everyone else has to play quiet because they can't hear you anymore. And just the feel, and we had so much James Brown stuff, and he really turned me on to a lot of super dynamic, funky players that I knew about, but I hadn't, dissected or delved into, and been able to understand and comprehend what you're talking about. People say feel and groove and dynamics and lay back and push and blah, blah, you're like, huh? I'm just trying to fucking like, and I was just at that point in my playing, and it was super helpful for me. So I always give props up to Larry. He's gone.
That's
He's
great.
played with millions of people. He's amazing, and yeah, that was Pharaoh.
Yeah, that's great though, man. And
It's all part of the journey, man.
yeah.
It was really something.
And that prepared you for, years later. I have to think
Yeah,
that,
for
had you
sure.
shown up for the Chili Peppers audition full of all that gusto, they might have went, "Yeah, man, you got the chops, but you're not ready
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
dynamics of."
Because there's I mean, and that's the thing with the Chili Peppers. Like when I did in 1988, so that's 6 years later. I did a lot of playing after that, of course, but there's that funk element and all those bands that I just mentioned and those players.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the Meters, and I listened to Ziggy and guys like that, and like that wasn't on my radar. I was
Yeah.
classic rock. My connect. Here's what happens in my house. So I have these dogs. Right? I got that one, and then there's one out here who's barking to get in, and she's just gonna bark if I don't let her in. Come on in. Don't.
Have her join the party. I have to say a quick hello, Chad, by the way,
Okay.
to a friend that's watching, my friend Christian Thornton. And I'm saying hello to him. There's a whole bunch of people I should say hello to, but Christian's son just took up the drums.
Oh, nice.
And thanks to your brother Brad, we got him a Gretsch drum set
Ooh.
through Brad's Hal Leonard connection.
Yeah.
And so Christian asked me to thank your brother and you and me.
I got nothing to do with it. Yeah.
But if you ever make it to the vineyard, he owns the nicest restaurant there called Atria.
Okay.
And I would
Killian
enjoy,
enjoys the vineyard. We're always talking about going fishing
yeah,
sometime in the summer.
I would enjoy taking you to dinner there. It's a
Great.
fabulous place. Yeah,
Great.
it's a great place.
It's like we're going to sample all the best Italian places. In the city in New York, I'm going on Sunday. And when I was with Ed, whatever, a month ago, I went for this first time. Have you ever been to Carbone's?
No, I haven't.
In
Little
the
Italy? Is it
Lower
down
East Side. I think it's on like Alexander or Thompson or something.
Carbones? Okay.
Carbone's.
It sounds like it's going to
Shameless
be good.
plug for Carbone's. I'll be there on Monday if you guys anybody want to come by.
It's tempting. Yeah.
It's good, man.
I love it.
I know.
Oh man. So now in between when you moved out to LA, in between the Chili Peppers and leaving Detroit, did you go to PIT or MI or study for
I
a
did.
little? I
Well, I
thought so.
wouldn't say studying. I wouldn't put the study word in there. I did, it was part of the reason, one of the reasons, I guess, to go to California. I felt like I'd kind of explored all the musical possibilities for me in Detroit. I knew everybody and all the bands and everything in 1988, and I've been playing clubs and different stuff for 8 years. And I had a band, and different band called Toby Red after Pharaoh and some other band. Kind of came up and we got a record deal and record came out and nothing happened. And we went back down to playing the clubs again. And I was like, And so it was either New York or LA, like for me musically. And I'm like, I didn't know anyone in New York. New York's really cold.
Yeah.
Enough of the cold in Michigan. I had some friends in Los Angeles, and my brother lived on the West Coast at the time. And you gotta remember '88, like MTV and the Sunset Strip and Guns N' Roses and all. I was like, that looked pretty good. I might have to go all of that. But I didn't go out for a gig. I didn't have an audition or a thing or a band to try or anything. So there's the Musicians Institute in Hollywood.
Yes.
The different MIT. And it was a pretty small thing at the time. And so my parents were like, well, if you go to California, I said, well, maybe I could be a studio musician or this or that. I was just like throwing shit at the wall. And they said, well, if you learn, more, and this would be like college for you. And I'm like, yeah, it'll be like college for me. Great. And so they paid for it. It was like $4,000 at the time, which is like not really, it was like not a huge investment, but it was the thing that like, so I went and I would go at the beginning and there were a lot of Europeans, a lot of people from Europe. There were a lot of Germans, guys from Spain, and you shared a room with a guy. And I just remember this one guy from Germany, I forget from which town, but and I was 24 or 5 at the time, and a lot of kids they were younger. They were literally right out of high school. They were going to trade school kind of thing. So they were 18 or 19, and I felt, I was like the older guy. But these guys, like especially the European cats, were just wood shedding. Like they would be in the little rooms for hours, and I was just like, I like to play, but I want to play with other people, and I did some of the classes, but John, honestly, after about 2 months, I was just like, it's not for me. I'm just not. I was not feeling it, and I was not a good reader. I remember I had a big band class, and I memorized it like a cassette tape, and I help you. And I memorized it, so I went in and I could. And I played it, and he's like, great. And the music is up, and he's like, that's great. I'm sure I'm at first. And he goes, okay, try this.
Yeah.
Because that's what I thought. I got about a bar and a half into it. So my reading chops, not great.
Yeah.
And I learned in school, and that's where I learned to like, for something like a drum set reading thing was hard for me. Like, I know guys that read fly shit on paper that are incredible, and I think it's a great thing. It's a great tool to have for sure.
Yeah.
But I wasn't disciplined enough. I didn't really want to do that, and I think back, I should have, because it's just another great thing to have in your vocabulary. But I wanted to be in a band, and I'm gonna meet some people here, and we're gonna start a band, and we're gonna be the next whatever. I had some Hollywood dream shit going on. But I lasted about so school there's probably started in September, and I joined the Chili Peppers in December.
Wow.
It all worked out.
It all worked out. I think it worked out pretty well.
And I remember, I think it was Ray Lazier was there at the same time.
Oh, right.
And he remembers, we talk about these. I remember, Chad, you would go in there, man. And then all of a sudden you're like, I'm not going. I got a gig with the Chili Peppers. And like, who? I was like, it's this band. They got socks on their dicks. They're great. They're fun. They're fucking great. They got a record deal. Yeah, cool. Good luck. And that was And now I would go back, and MI will ask me to come do little seminars or whatever, and I'd bring my meat bat band, and we've done stuff there. And I'm like, they got to picture me on the wall.
You're the most famous student.
The fucking alumni. I'm like, I went here for fucking 2 months. I tell them, me, I'm telling them the truth. I'm not gonna. not gonna make it up, but like, I mean, but it's a good place. It just wasn't right for me at that time, and I'm sure it's changed, and it's a wonderful institution to. It's just great to be around other musicians, and
Yeah.
you're in it, which is
No,
great.
and you know what? I mean, I think what it's the end game for anybody that goes there is to do what you've done. You know what I mean? It's like you go there with the hopes that, you'll have the skills to audition for a band that's going to be successful.
Yeah,
You
maybe
just kind of you kind of just
I took the
fast
short.
track the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I shortcut, and it was just timing and opportunity and being prepared, like with
Yeah.
any job situation, and luck, and just so happened it all.
Yeah.
And here we are, 30 whatever years later. It's crazy, John.
Such a great story though. That's so great.
Yeah.
So and
John
then
Frusciante, our guitar player, also went to Emma.
oh, no kidding.
Maybe even briefer than I did. Maybe even a shorter tenure. Maybe
Oh, that's too
6 weeks.
funny.
So yeah, and he was like 18, and he went, but long before me. And
Yeah.
it's funny, yeah,
Well, I mean, you hear the same thing about, Berkeley is a great institution here in Boston, and so many great drummers, musicians go there, and some graduate, some go
yep,
for a couple of years, some
yep,
go for a semester, and get Steve Smith was like, I think he was one semester shy of graduating, and that got the gig with John Luke Ponty, and then Journey from there, and
yeah.
so he never got his degree, and he
Did,
did
did he
okay.
ever go back? Did he ever go back and finish that last?
He didn't, and
He
I think
didn't.
he wishes he could. He told me that. He said, and I said, Steve, they should give you an honorary at this point. I mean, if
Can
anybody
we
from
get?
Berkeley's watching,
Yeah, or let him do it online. Come on.
oh, do it online. Hey, Joe Vitale's watching, and he said,
Hey,
Chad,
Joe.
you're so badass with chicken foot. Love all your work.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. And
I love Joe. Joe, I loved I loved Joe's book, but it was
his,
just so great how like he couldn't really tell the whole story. It would,
that's because
ah,
he's a good man,
it's
Joe.
Joe's some shit.
Oh man,
Woo! I
yeah,
love it.
yeah,
I love it. And what a great, unique drummer. I listen to those Joe Walsh albums and the way he plays on those records, and it's so it with the feel and the
oh,
parts, and it's so has so much personality. I love it. He's
one of
amazing.
my all-time favorites. Yeah, I had him last summer on my show, and he's
Oh
a huge influence, favorite.
yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
And a lot of stuff that people probably don't even know, like Hal Blaine, don't even know it's him. He's on
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
he's incredible. Yeah, for sure. I
Speaking of
think
Chickenfoot,
it is.
this was
Yeah.
this was taken in Boston when Kenny was on the gig,
Oh, right. And I just showed up.
and you showed up and played a tune at the end of the night, I think,
Yeah. I
at
was
the
on
Orpheum.
tour with somebody else. Was I on? I think I was on. Was I one with the Peppers?
I think you were. I think you weren't.
It
Kenny was
was.
like filling in on the tour, and then you were
Yeah.
able to come up. Like you flew up from New York, I think,
Yeah.
that
That's the
night.
only gig that I came to on that tour. So I
Yeah.
was in Chicken Foot. We did one record and we did a tour. It was fun. And then I did the second album that came out at the same time as the Chili Pepper album. I couldn't tour behind that. And Kenny so gracefully came in and took over as he does, like only
Yeah,
he can.
that's
And
right.
so there we are. Look at him. Look at
Yeah.
you.
I'm
Oh,
just excited just to be hugging you. That's why I look the
I
way I
look
do.
sweaty and gross.
That's why I was enjoying hugging you. Look, come on.
Well, you got an gross armpit stain on that shirt that probably still they can't get it.
I had to throw that shirt away. I'm going to be honest with you.
I
No,
burned it.
that was 10 years
I,
ago. That was April of 2012, believe it or not.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
But
all.
man, what a great band. I'm glad that Joe mentioned that because I wanted to mention Chickenfoot and just some of the
Yeah,
other things you've done
yeah.
um, with what, other than what everybody knows you're so famous for, the Chili Peppers. And
Well, we
and
got
I did want to mention, I know we're getting close to wrapping things, but um, the Modern Drummer Legends book that came out last year. And that's pretty exciting because that's like a collection. I haven't seen it, but you got to pick. Did you get to pick some special photos to put in there? And it's like a
um,
collection of.
no. David did the picking.
He did. Okay.
and I think it came out a while ago. I looked at it and yeah, I mean, I'm honored to be even thought of in that, that category or whatever. I think these is old, you know,
No, no, no.
old, yeah.
No,
Legend
no, no.
means old.
Legends.
We're getting a Hollywood Walk of Fame star, on like Hollywood Boulevard thing, and,
Yeah.
and which is great, and it's amazing. But I'm just thinking, like, I mean, I got I'm in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's just like either you're dead or old, and I don't think I'm dead. I don't.
Oh no, not even close, buddy.
But
No,
I
man,
like,
this is great. That's
John, it's like I'm still doing the same shit I was doing as a fucking teenager. I still wear t-shirts and tennis shoes and jeans and play the drums. And it's like, fuck, I look at this face and I go, fuck, I'm 60 years old? Jesus.
you
But
look great. Handsome, more handsome than ever. Yeah. No.
but it's like, it's crazy to me when I think of a Legends book or a thing, and then you star all that stuff, and it's like, wow, I'm just doing what I'm doing still, I guess, sticking around, and people seem to
Yeah.
like it. Great. I mean, I'm so grateful. But yeah, it has all the articles, I think, from the
Yeah.
Modern Drummer magazine that I've been in, and a couple new things, and yeah,
I
that's
and I
cool.
I should have looked for it too. What I remember to be the first cover you did on MD, where you dressed up like a
Yeah,
1940s jazz drummer,
yeah.
on was it like a Gretsch kit or something, or a Radio King kit or something,
It
or
was one that Pro Drum had, that we know how I got that idea because Pro
it's
Drum
so cool.
above, which is the famous shop in Hollywood, been there
Yeah.
forever. It's Stan and Jerry have that. Above it for the longest time, it on, like, on the rooftop, was a giant photograph of Gene Krupa leaning over the drums, and it's probably a Radio King or
A
something,
Radio King. Yeah. Yeah.
40s, and he's got the suit on and he just looks cool. He's leaning over the floor toms, and it's that shot. And I was just like, wow, maybe I can recreate that
That
kind
was
of
so cool.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember, I think it was like 94 or something. And Modern Drummer was like, well, black and white pictures don't sell. So we're not going to put that on the cover. It has to be color. And I'm like, it looks stupid color. I'm like,
Yeah.
you see what I'm doing here? I'm trying to, like, and I had to, like, kind of go back and forth. But I didn't want to lose. I wanted to be on the cover. It's the first time. It's such a big deal. I've been reading that magazine for so long. But I was like, nah, it's fine. Don't.
Trust me
Yeah,
on this. Yeah.
it'll be great. Finally, no. But yeah, I took a bunch of pictures of, like, I had this book that I can't remember the exact name of it. It was like Swinging Drummers, or the Drummers of Swing or something, and it had all these great pictures of, like, Davy Tuff and
Yeah.
Cozy Cole throwing a stick in the air, and Zuddy Singleton, and obviously the Krupas and the Belsons, and it was like, they just look so cool to me.
Yeah.
They look like, yeah,
You're
I
it
love
was
them.
it was very Davy Tough. If I remember correctly, it had that
One
whole
of them I
vibe with the hat.
stole. Davy
Yeah.
Tuff was backstage with a beer or some kind of drink, maybe the beer, and he's smoking a cigarette, and he's got on that white shirt, and he's playing on, like, an apple box looking thing with these
Yeah.
old sticks. And I said, let's do that. And like most kids or people reading Mummer Drummer probably don't really know that stuff, but it was a homage to those guys, and because they're so important, and a lot of people don't go back, like, they'll go back to John Bonham, but they won't go back
Right.
to, the guys that I mentioned, so
Yeah.
all
This has
good.
been so
We
great,
love,
Chad.
we love all you lovely drummers. It's such a nice community, the drum,
It sure is.
very well, John, and
Yeah.
I've been around, long enough. So um, I anything I can do to help and sort of promote that, or connect people, or be part of, and to be invited on this, thank you. I really
Oh,
appreciate it.
thank you.
Yeah.
It's my pleasure. And
You
I hope to see you, sometime down the road,
you
somewhere,
will.
somewhere. Yeah.
You will.
Good. All right.
We're playing in the summer. I think we're playing Fenway Park.
I
If
think I
you
saw that too. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
maybe in August or something around there, we come back after Europe. So hopefully the world is safe,
Yeah.
not blown up and not anything else, and everyone's enjoying their summertime. And if I don't see you before then, and enjoy the Charlie thing. That's so cool. I'm so sorry I couldn't be there. Maybe I can
Thanks.
like
Well,
call.
I probably can't go either. I have a gig the night before and a couple of days after, so it'd be really hard to get out and come back. But they wanted me to mention it to you that it's June
Yeah.
2nd,
Oh,
and
yeah.
but
I've
um,
darkened the walls of the doorways with the baked potato quite a few times, actually.
yes, I'm sure you have,
It's
my
been a
friend.
while, but yeah,
uh,
it's a great music venue, historic. Yeah.
yeah, but I want to thank everybody for watching, and a big hand for Chad Smith, everybody, the great Chad Smith, the amazing,
The legendary,
the
old,
legendary.
crusty, still alive, not boring.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you soon. And thanks again. Big hand for Chad. All right. That's my show. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, leave me a comment, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also download the podcast on all podcast platforms. And I'm excited to tell you that Live from My Drum Room has been ranked #1 best drum podcast for the second straight year. So thank you all for your support. I really appreciate it. And I want to invite you to check out livefrommydrumroom.com, my website, for upcoming shows and also for information on ordering Live from My Drum Room merchandise, t-shirts and hoodies. 100% of the proceeds go toward a scholarship I've created with the Percussive Arts Society. There's also information on ordering merchandise in the show notes. And you can email or at livefrommydrumroom@gmail.com. So remember, no drummers are harmed on any show. And drummers, when in doubt, leave it out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I'll see you again real soon.